Okay, boys, welcome back to another lesson. I'm going to pull out another Larryism here. I love these, as do our students. So these are phrases that I say on a regular basis that have significant impact. And so this one is all about planning. If you don't think you need to plan, you haven't planned well enough. I'm going to say that one again. If you don't think you need a plan, you haven't planned well enough. There's a couple key things that enabled us to be highly effective in highly risky, dynamic situations as a SEAL. The first thing is that individual performance was at a very high level, right? I could rely on my team members. One, this is the biggest one, to never quit, right? If they didn't think they were losing till they were dead. Right? There is no question that they were going to continue to take effective action, at least the most effective action they could. So individual performance was at a high level. Second thing was that we were able to coordinate action at a very high level through learning, practicing, and gaining experience together. Another piece was that we were able to plan in a format and a structure that was very effective. And the key part was we planned to fail. Yeah, so hear that, right? One of the most successful organizations in the US military plans to fail. So we always used a contingency planning system. So coming up with what could go wrong, not what was going to go right. Because the one thing that we knew is that if something could go wrong, it was going to. So we planned for everything. Like what I mean by that is everything we did, there is a plan associated with it. If you had a group of guys that were, say, when we were back in the home base in San Diego, we would often have to do a team PT, team physical training exercise in the morning. So we'd show up for muster, we'd all do our exercise and we'd be done. Sometimes we would, after we were done, as a group, go to a local Mexican place down in Imperial Beach to get some burritos. Even that. So we had done this we do this on a regular basis. Even something as simple as taking, say, 5 or 6 guys down to Imperial Beach to get burritos after a workout, someone would be responsible for creating a plan, someone would be responsible for distributing that plan, and someone would be responsible for holding the responsibility of everyone getting there. Like how silly it is that you have a bunch of special operators, guys that can perform some of the hardest missions in the world, yet when they're going to breakfast after working out, someplace that they go on a regular basis, they actually take the time to put a plan together, distribute that plan, and someone be identified as holding the responsibility not only for the planning, but for the execution of the plan. Right? It seems silly, but it is a habit that enabled us to be so effective. Now, anytime that you're in a situation where you don't have time to plan, that's the world screaming at you that you need to, right? I love this when we're talking to prospects, people that need our help, right? That find us, need our help. And some of the things that, well, I don't have time to teach my people how to lead and manage, right? Everyone's too busy. We don't have time to plan, right? Yeah, we do strategic planning, but when would I find the time to plan? Think of how backwards that is, right? The world is screaming at them, right? Yelling at them that they are not coordinating action well enough. Because if you were coordinating action at an extremely high level, people would have excess capacity. So when you're at your worst, right? When you have the least capacity, the least time, the highest stress, that's the most important time to be able to stop, to be able to coordinate action as leaders, managers, and followers, and most importantly, to put a plan together. Now for us, one of the important tenets that we kept when it came to planning, I already shared one, right? Plan to fail, right? Look at the things that are going to go wrong, not the thing that's going to go right. The other one, and this was a big one, is plan consistently, right? We had a structure, a series of steps that we leveraged every time we planned. Now, if we had a short amount of time, say we had 10 minutes, it was a frag or something that's really quick, we still did all 5 steps, we just did them at a shallower depth. If we had 5 days to plan, we would still do all 5 steps, we just spent a lot more time going deeper. So having that strong structure for planning enabled us to have everyone on the same page as to what to expect so that we could do it quicker. And we did it all the time. So, the Larryism. If you don't have time to plan, or if you don't think you need to plan, that is the world screaming at you that you have not planned enough. And if you're gonna plan, come up with some sort of system around it, do it consistently, be able to scale it up and down in time, right? So the time you have to plan gets to dictate not how you plan, but how deep you plan. And hold that responsibility, not only to plan, but to execute on that plan. Thank you for paying attention. As usual, comment below. I would love if you would comment below and tell me what kind of planning systems you use. We've developed a tactical planning system that we have adapted from SEAL use and deploying to business. So you have interest in that, make sure to contact us. We'll tell you all about it. But I would love if you commented below on what type of planning do you do? Both as an individual, maybe with your family or in your organizations. Is there structure, process? I would love to learn from you. And I look forward to giving you some more high impact lessons in the coming days.